Hi guys, welcome back to my drone channel. So today I have a very special drone for you. What this is and what amazing things you can do with this little bug, I'm gonna show you in this video, so stay tuned. If you like what you see, then help the channel to grow and subscribe. Well, today we're gonna take a look to the Hover Camera X1, and I know what you're probably thinking, that this is just a cheap toy. And I was thinking the same when I saw the Hover Camera for the first time on pictures and other videos. But after taking a closer look, I got a bit more interested in case of the video quality that was captured by the drone and decided to test it myself. Okay, here's that little thing, coming together with a charging hub and an extra battery. As usual for the niche, the package looks high quality. That real box comes to light behind that beautiful slipcase. It looks very good, and I don't know if you can see this in the video, but it has a silver haptics. Okay, gonna open it carefully. In front of it we have a flat box with, I guess, the paperwork inside. Alright, we see the usual before your first flight flyer with the do's and don'ts on it. If you are new to all of this, read it carefully and get it in your head. Before taking out the drone, let's shortly look to the paperwork itself. Oh, there seems not to be much inside, just a small bag with the quick start guide. Let's see and rip it open. Okay, there are several booklets inside. Warranty card, disclaimer and safety instructions, battery safety, and a quick starting guide, obviously written in several languages. Alright, I'll read it later. Now let's have a look to the drone. Oh, what's that? There's a little hidden tab that makes me a bit curious. Looks like the USB to USB-C power cable and a nice and soft cloth bag for transporting the hover camera. Oh, nice. And last but not least, here we have the heart of the box, the mini drone called Hover Camera X1. And as you can see, it is really small. Folded is just the size of my palm. So the unfolding is also pretty simple. There are two interconnected hinges for the kind of wings. Here's the 2-axis gimbal camera delivering a resolution of 2.7K. Oh, look at this, so small and with a complete prop guard surrounding it. On the bottom there is also a little camera for, I guess, supporting the landing process. Feels pretty worthy and unfolded just as big as 8 of my fingers. Look at this. Alright, put it aside and take a look to the other two boxes. First, the battery charging hub. It's apparently made for 2 batteries, a bit different to those ones from DJI where you can recharge 3 in a row. However, it also recharges one by one. It will begin charging the battery with the highest battery level first. A bit fiddling, but I made it. Here we go. As we can see, it has the CE and the UKCA marking. It's also pretty small and fits obviously into each and every pocket, just as small as my palm. Putting it also aside and having a look into the last box, which is the extra battery. Also, that one is pretty important as the flight time per battery is given by the manufacturer with around 10 minutes. The rated capacity is 1050 mAh with an output of 10.5 ampere. Incredibly light in weight and small. Okay, as you can see, that little bug is pretty small and handy. It has just a weight of 125 grams and is folded just as big as a smartphone, which fits in each and every pocket or backpack. And this is exactly what it makes so interesting. This lightweight is important because in some countries, drones with a weight of less than 250 grams have lots less regulations, which makes them easier to fly. Because it is so light in weight, you should be pretty careful when flying it on windy days. I think a light breeze is not an issue, but according to the manufacturer, wind with 5.4 meters a second is the threshold to keep it on the ground. The Hover Camera X1 captures videos and photos with a resolution of up to 2.7K, is able to shoot HDR and can record videos with sound. Yes, you heard correctly. It records videos with sound if you want to. Of course, many of you will say that does not make sense due to the fact that the recordings would be unusable because of the sound of the drone. But exactly that is not the case. The sound is taken from the micros of your phone, and the software then is filtering the rotation sound of the props and just keep your voice in the video. I couldn't believe that, but amazingly, I can tell you this works pretty well. You don't believe it? Here comes a little test. So I now switch the video from the cam to the drone. But first of all, let's start the drone. Okay, it's booting.
Current mode. Hover. Continue.
Okay.
Follow.
As you can see, I have my phone with me, and as you might recognize, you can't barely hear the drone. Sometimes the tone of the voice warps a little bit, but all in all, the software works really well. When starting the Hover Camera X1 for the first time, you need to install the Hover X1 app from the Play Store or App Store. It's not necessarily needed to create an account, but using the app as a guest is not blocking any content or function of the drone. I'm gonna show you the app later on. However, basically you don't need to have your phone next to you because the drone is acting autonomously and it's doing its job quite well, as it is designed to create social content or vlogging content. Therefore, this is geared to a very specific type of creator, but isn't geared to a person that wants to capture aerial cinematic footage. So guys, don't be going and selling your DJI drones anytime soon. Alright, now it's time to start the Hover Camera X1 drone and showing you which dedicated fly modes are available. Pressing the main button for at least 2 seconds will boot the drone. The front light will start glowing green and the gimbal camera turns up once and then down. The LEDs of the back showing the battery level. In the moment we have 2 out of 4, which means about 50% is remaining. After booting, you can choose the shooting mode by pressing the small black button. Zoom out is pretty self-explaining. The drone will start a drone knee and record a video while flying away. When coming back, it starts a new video from the farthest point until it arrives next to you.
Follow.
When starting the follow mode, the drone will stay on your back. During my tests, the mode was working pretty good and the drone hardly ever lost the connection to me. Also, walking through a forest like in the video was totally okay to the hover camera, even though it has no obstacle avoidance sensors. However, it depends on your movement. If you stoop, the drone will also fly a little lower. If you jump, it will move slightly upwards. Nevertheless, use this mode with caution and try to avoid situations with many obstacles. As the drone shall be quite fast, I tried to shoot up the pursuer, but no chance. But you can see it swings far out in the corners and reacts a little sluggishly, which ends up in the branches of a tree. Even on a bicycle the mode worked pretty well and the hover camera mostly followed me without issues. Once it lost me out of sight due to someone else popped up and covered me in the drone's visual line of sight. Its reaction? Just stand in place and levitate. As soon as the camera saw myself again, the mode was automatically reactivated and it started following me again. So pretty simple.
Orbit.
The mode Orbit is also self-explaining. The Hover Camera X1 will circle you 360. There are several settings like 720 or 1080 and different circle diameters that help you getting diverse angles for your footage. In the bird eye mode, the drone starts vertically upward facing the camera straight down. The maximum height can be adjusted flexible. When coming home, a new video record is started from the highest point until it arrives at starting level.
Custom dolly track.
The custom mode dolly track is basically the same as the follow mode, but the drone will stick in front of you, therefore it orients towards your face. If you turn sideways, the drone will adjust the position accordingly, so be careful with obstacles.
Current mode hover.
When the drone is in hover mode, it just levitates on one position and keeps you in focus. In case you are moving, the drone will just turn but not leave the original position. If you hold down the mode button for a long time, you can change the setting of each mode, so no cell phone needed at all.
9 meters. Zoom out.
Alright, and that is what the Hover X1 app looks like. First of all, it reminds you to things you should avoid with the Hover Camera X1. Low light situations, unclear ground textures, water surface and large heights. The reason for this is the downward oriented camera, which is responsible for any landing and hover activities. Well, the app itself is mostly easy to use. On the top you see the battery and storage remaining. Below the radar with the main functions and smart links, then the smart preview and manual control I'll show you in a second, and on the bottom the account and general tabs. In the menu item Hover Settings, you can see all flight modes and the set values. In the upper section you find the flight settings, and in the lower section the general settings of your Hover Camera X1. Let's see some dedicated settings. For example, the ones of the fly mode hover. Here we have video quality, shooting mode, duration, etc, and a short example clip how the drone is reacting. Same goes for the mode follow. You can, for example, change video quality to 1080 and 60 frames per second, or switch the duration. The drone should stick to your back. The custom mode setting allows you to put different flight modes to that option, like the dolly track or snapshot. I'm pretty sure there will be many more in the future. The general settings include, for example, the possibility to record with sound, as already demonstrated. Also, you find the storage management, including the gallery and the remaining storage. You can see on the top the internal storage of the drone is 32 GB. As soon as you download the recordings from the drone onto your phone, it is automatically deleted in the drone storage. Back in the general settings, you can switch on or off the voice of the drone and the language it is using. In the moment there is just English and Chinese. Interesting is also the modes tab in the lower section, which shows you little comic clips what you can expect from each mode and how often you have used it before. The pink ones below are the so-called skilled ones, which requires a bit more experience. By clicking on each comic you receive the clip and the possibility to activate it on your drone. Last but not least, switching to the Me tab in the lower section will show you your profile, including your devices, your history, some trainings, feedback possibilities, and to clear the cache and check your app version. You might have recognized that this drone is more likely a flying selfie stick than a drone. Therefore, the manufacturer included a little gimmick that brings the feeling of flying a drone a bit back. You are able to control it completely manual via the app. For sure, it isn't comparable to controlling a DJI or FPV drone, but trust me, it's funny anyway, as the Hover Camera X1 is pretty small and can fly incredible tight gaps. It is all about practice. It took me a few minutes, but in the end I was able to fly under the old carriage without crashing the little bee. So folks, and that's it for today. What do you think of this little drone, which is also called Flying Selfiestick? Drop me a comment below. If you like the video, smash the like button and sub to the channel. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.